hot dog plays, they're really really aggressive with when it comes to these fast-paced League of Legends, and of course the way they play is actually quite consistent. So I would love to see them try to put a dent in the of course the gods of the the Visayas and Mindanao region of EAA. So let's just get into drafts. We're loading into drafts. Yeah, here we go. So
Okay, yeah. So we just yeah. So when you said that, you're right, the Midlet is no longer here. Yeah, he was for the past couple tournaments like the guy who actually is like stands out part of SRIA, right?
Like, everybody like knows when it comes.
Yeah, when it comes
kanji,
to SRIA,
it's like,
they say it's kanji.
yeah, exactly.
Even I do. Yeah.
Yeah, he had these outplays that were just absolutely insane to watch, and like the reason why he's so dominant, why SRIA is so dominant, is that he soaks up so much pressure and still absorbs it, and even makes outplays out of 2v1s from jungler pressure, which is why it's so hard to go up against them, because you can't you have to focus on other lanes instead of mid, and when he starts getting out of his lane, it's just game over at that point.
It's just scary, right?
Yeah, it's just full carry at that point.
So we'll move on to the bans, right? So we have from Hackdogs, first ban being Karthus.
Yeah, Karthus is one of Meng's best jungle picks.
Yeah,
so that's definitely a respect ban right over there.
It's gonna be scary once they're probably gonna be like, once they hit 6, they'll try to make some.
They really did their research actually, and then the Mordekaiser as well.
Yeah. Morgana being banned once again, probably the third ban out of the 4 games today, right?
No. Because the thing is about SRIA is that they really play well with the Mordekaiser pick and the Karthus pick. So I think Hackdogs actually did their research properly, because
good for them.
Yeah, Mordekaiser is a staple pick for their mid laner and their top laner. I mean, their substitute mid laner plays a lot of Mordekaiser, which is why I do think that they banned this champion out.
And you see, maybe they watched the last game.
Exactly, true.
That Malphite being banned already. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, after you saw that last game.
Yeah.
Absolutely
he did
explosive.
Very dominant fashion of that Malphite last game. Once the team started rolling,
so
he
you
basically
have
just
to
started
put
popping
some
off. So
respect.
Put that respect on that Malphite at least. And then closing out with the Silas ban once more. We don't really need to explain that. The people know why he's banned. And his sole purpose ever since he got released, ever since he was teased, people knew why he was good.
And this is a good takeaway ban, because Meng, as I've been seeing his match history recently, he has been spamming Graves non-stop in solo queue. So taking this off his hands actually takes him off of his
done their research.
Comfort.
This is actually
this
cool.
is completely well-written textbook research they've done right so far. Every ban they've had is technically research based. I'm pretty sure, because Meng, if you've seen his past match history, it's like 80% of his games has been Graves. So like they're taking him out of his comfort. That's
kind of surprising actually, to be hard stuck or playing Graves so much.
Yeah, true.
Right?
It's really scary actually to show your match history like that.
Yeah,
it's just it exposes you.
And then lo and behold, they got their first pick that Graves, and then they're all gonna ahead kind of pick with like Karma and Kha'Zix. So they're probably gonna be. This is looking like a skirmish right now.
No, this is
mobility and skirmishing.
Fast-paced mobility skirmish.
And then once again, Hackdog's picking up the Nautilus once more, because it did show last game that they did have that synergy for killing and hooks.
So far, most of these teams have been playing really well with the Nautilus. Like the percentage and the efficiency of this pick for all the teams so far playing has actually been really good, as we do see the hot sire right over here.
Yep, that's great. The next best thing really to Rakan is probably be like Leona and Nautilus, because if you got that double CC, you get that guaranteed root, and Nautilus probably being one of the stronger ones since he does have AP damage more than Leona. Super scary bot lane for Hackdogs right now.
We do see a hover of the Tarek right over here. So
if it's a Tarek, that'd be a smart pick.
I'm pretty sure that St. Roberts is going to ban the Rakan in this phase of the game. If they do leave it open, with the Morgana still going to be, is probably going to be banned.
So that lane for...
They're going to try to trap each other.
For Miracles right now is going to be very, very elongated.
Yeah, if they're going to try to, trap each other right now. If someone bans the Morgana, the Rakan's definitely going to get banned. If the Rakan gets banned, then the Morgana's going to stay open. It's going to be just...
And we already have the Morgana being banned, so it's all else fails to ban that Rakan. So LeBlanc being... that's kind of... Okay, I see it. I guess they want to... move away from that scary skirmish assassin pick is what they're doing, because Graves and LeBlanc probably have super scary gonna have super scary bursts on top of all that CC from Nautilus. She's
just gonna follow up on every form of CC. Right? Whoever gets CC is definitely gonna be her.
Pretty much gonna be dead. So pretty much their top laner for Hot Dogs probably another one for either an Engager or somebody else's follow-up CC. Probably be that Kled again. Maybe even like
I'd love to see the
a
Kled, to be
Pantheon,
honest, in this kind
something
of
like that.
conversation.
Some hard Engager. But we're gonna go ahead and ban out Kennen, Vlad, Kennen, and
So this
Vlad.
is interesting, and since Miracles actually banned out the Vladimir and the LeBlanc, it leaves open the Rakan, which has
Well, to be fair, they've probably already picked their supports on paper.
so
Because
I do
Nanolas
think
could be
Hot Dogs
support.
has to ban out the Morgana here if they want to go
Oh, they
for
ban
their
the Kled?
Katsaya. So they do ban the Kled, which leaves open the Rakan, but of course there's still the counterplay of the Morgana, so really still a questionable thing.
Yeah, it depends on if they're gonna try to flex that or not. This is basically a game of they're calling each other out.
Yeah, they're calling each
right?
other out, definitely. Trying to bait each other out right now. This Karma could still go any lane.
Yeah, this
It could
Karma
still
can go
mid, top.
support mid and top. Yeah.
But of course, the mid lane and top lane versions, iterations of Karma has been nerfed out
Yeah.
because of the
Yeah.
changes on her scaling with the
Mhm.
damage
She's
power
just a
queues.
nuisance.
So she's more preferable on the support role. But since the Braum gets locked in right over here, it
Yep, that's probably
definitely
gonna be a
negates
mid, right? Or well, mid or top, obviously. But we'll find out in just a couple minutes.
But this is a Rakan locked in. This is definitely gonna be a victory for the bottom side of Hack Dogs. They should have waited out the last two picks for Hack Dogs before they locked in that Braum. Because Morgana's practically the only counter to Rakan's side.
Yeah. Unless they're really confident. About
Yeah,
their
unless they're really
opponent,
confident
right?
about their bottom.
Which seems to be the case right now because Makai being locked in, more than likely going to be in the top lane, going to have a Nautilus support. If not support or mid Nautilus, but I honestly highly doubt that.
Yeah, same here.
See, okay, so
So
we have
they're
a
gonna go
swing.
with
So
this
yeah,
one.
there's been no Rakan. Super surprising that they
Surprising,
didn't.
yeah, really
one game that
surprising.
Rakan and Sire are both open, or at least one of them has been picked. They didn't get the other part of the couple.
But anyways, we do see now that I'm not quite sure if this is gonna play really well against the Maokai because the Maokai technically has good trading potential
Yeah.
against any form of melee
Yeah,
matchup.
his trading against Meta is actually deceiving.
And the thing about Maokai is that you charge up his passive based on the amount of skills that he actually soaks up.
Yeah.
So when you do play like a spell weaving based champion like
Renekton.
Renekton, you technically rush the passive from Maokai, right?
So he wins that trade.
Yeah, he
Well,
could
as
technically
soon as
just
he gets-
sustain the trades, right?
Yeah, as soon as he gets that glacial shroud with maybe Ninja Tabi or Sunfire, that's gonna be really
hell of a
negated.
time to
until
trade with
obviously
him.
until Renekton gets Black Cleaver and possibly the Grievous Wounds, which somebody will probably get because Swain and Maokai both have consistent health regen in fights.
So I'll be giving a bit of an advantage with regards to the drafts to the side of Hack Dogs. This is more well-rounded in my opinion.
Yeah. Miracles is kind of running like a play-by-play, like by-the-book solo queue kind of team.
Yeah, it's more scrappy to be honest. If
Yeah.
you look at this team.
I think
they're
they're.
thrives more on the chaos, right?
Yeah, I think they're just gonna be adapting rather than Hack Dogs who actually had that well drafted.
Yeah, just front to back
Yeah.
kind of play style. So we'll be loading into the drift, and we've already said like the win conditions for both these teams. It's all goes down back to execution.
We'll be going
wise
in depth
next.
into it.
Yeah. So we'll be right back after a short break.
I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of last night. I'm just wearing my pajamas, staying up too late, cause I'm watching Futurama, thinking where's my drama. My life's no melodrama, leave it off the screen, cause it's got no genre. Sometimes I call my mama, rain, yeah, she's always my armor. I want to fly away, far from my mistakes. My baggage has too much weight, hey, hey. So my bed is where I stay. Tell the clock that I say hey. I know it's a phase, but it's harder to realize that I'll never be a quarter of the man I could have been when I got older, and all the things I could have done if I was smarter. Think of my departure. Look at the hour, I have work in an hour. It's been 2 days since I've showered. I want to fly away, far from my mistakes. My baggage has too much weight, hey, hey. So my bed is where I stay. I want to fly away, far from my mistakes. My baggage has too much weight, hey, hey. So my bed is where I stay. Tell the clock that I say hey. Tell the clock that I say hey.
finally in the first game, and we are in here already with first blood on the board from the, what is this, their mid laner from, what is this, Swain level 1 all-inning?
Yeah, I guess they just
well, he's level
hard.
4. He's level 4 currently, and he brought Electrocute. What a man!
No worries for that, but I guess it just got really dicey between the two of them, and somebody just forced something.
Maybe he wasn't ready for the
We weren't able to
Electrocute.
see it,
Yeah.
but unfortunate for St. Roberts is, though we do see a bit of an aggression here on the top side of the map.
There's that passive you were just talking about here. Now the WQE coming out from Malphite, or from Malphite. I'll be able to trade really extensively because
He went for the aftershock. Actually,
yeah. He went for aftershock instead of grasp, which is a little surprising, but I guess a little bit more sustainability in the early team fights, just in case that he's probably gonna be pressured on here.
He's already running out of mana at this point in the game, so that's going to be quite unfortunate.
That's kind of
for
rough
him.
too. He is out of corruption potions, and look at it as poking down Nautilus in this lane. Super painful as they get that ward there right there. As soon as Graves get into the bush, and now they're trying to go for the jungle right now. Braum blocking up, gets the aftershock proc, Q onto Graves, but then that's not gonna matter as Nautilus is super low HP. He tried to get out of there, but he had to get Blood Ignite to get that Nautilus kill, and that'll be 1 kill for Miracles.
This is what I've been talking about, is that Miracles has got a really strong...
Oh, that's not good. They might have to flash for that. That's going to be 1 auto attack. That's going to be a Q, and he gets
Nice
the root.
flash.
That was beautifully played by... Oh, but it doesn't matter as Kha'Zix flash ease and just mercs out Saya.
no,
and
they're
that's
probably
not
gonna
good. Now
give
it's going to be
up
a
another
third
kill
kill
on this
for him. No, not quite yet. He has 2 auto attacks left. If he was a third auto attack, I think they would have tried to go for it. Smoke screen coming down, but they're going to end up going left as Maokai TP's in from the top lane already, and now Swain trading once more with Karma as Karma is at low HP, gets the W off there, and then, but however, Maokai gets the kill onto Ezreal and the bottom as they're in the jungle still. Nautilus is back in there. He doesn't see anything. He gets the Q from Braum onto him. That's going to be
2v1.
big. That's 2v1 for him. Stun goes off from both of them, but the
Oh,
aftershock,
nice.
he gets the auto attack onto Braum, gets the kill. Aftershock doing so much damage, and just a little bit, and now he just pops the Ignite onto Kha'Zix, but as the team
They're still
rolls
getting
up
away
for
from
them,
this.
he's probably going to go up and down at the same time, but he's going to get juked. He goes down, but
More
he
people
gets
around
smoke
this.
screen in the bush, and that's going to be another kill for Hack Dogs, making it 4-3.
It's just
What?
the way.
Wow.
It's just that the way St. Roberts is so used to playing is playing aggressive because they always had Kanji as their back. Their zone, you know, that
Yeah.
he always has their back when it comes to these hard pressure fights. But right now, they don't have that benefit. They are having a stable pick with the Karma, but of course, you can't skirmish as hard as you used to be able to because right now, lane pressure is on the side of Hack Dogs, right?
I think Hack Dogs is really I think they know that their mid laner probably isn't as good as Kanji, so that's why he's just kind of running him down.
Yeah, they're really
right?
making the best out of their situation right now. And because of that, they need to play off of the solo lanes instead of forcing these fights on the bottom side because I'm pretty sure St. Roberts would welcome that in the 3v3. That is
Oh
where
no,
their
that's
stoppage
not
is
good.
at.
He gets caught up by the pink ward, and now he probably has to flash to the wall, but it doesn't matter as he gets and falls to that almost instant Braum stun. That's super unfortunate. And now they're still in their jungle. Nautilus walking up to the Braum. Braum cues him and gets that little passive proc. And as they're taking Krugs, they're going to try to walk up to Lethal Temple procs. Gets the big Krug, good money to trade for that. And now they're going to probably walk up as Swain is probably going to be moving up there just in a little bit if they stick around too.
I said it before and I'll say it again, is that St. Roberts is going to welcome 3v3s every single time. They know that this is their strong side of the map. It just goes to show how powerful this team is, even without their superstar mid laner.
they're really
so
trying to,
what
like,
they should
work
be
around
doing
that.
right now, Hack Dogs should be doing, is actually playing off of the solo lanes, especially the mid lane, as their top lane is actually getting bullied out here by I'll just call him Arisen because he's real IGN's Arisen.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to say AR09. So that's fine. But Drake secured. Mang is on a really good start right now. 4-1.
Yeah, it's actually super scary to have a Kha'Zix just in your face that deep early in the game, especially now that 8 minutes in, he's already finished his jungle item. Are you serious, right? And now here we go.
2 level
one more
advantage
time.
right over here.
Yeah, 2 level advantage, level 7. Because when Maokai TP bot, he spent a lot of time down there, and Rekton managed to get two plates alongside how many creeps, 3 waves of creeps for himself. That's going to be super scary later on. And that's what... Oh, another hook here coming out from Ezreal, but now that's not going to matter.
Nice!
Ouch!
Burst.
As the third feather didn't get procced onto Ezreal, so that's unfortunate. And now he will take an ulti to the face as both of them fall down to Ezreal, and that's going to be another 2 kills from SRIA.
The pace of the game is just what SRIA really wanted. We've been talking about how the game should be played back, front to back for the side of Hatdogs, whereas for St. Roberts it's more on these scrappy fights. Right now they're playing to the win conditions really well. Just keep making the scrappy fights and you're gonna win all those small exchanges every single time.
We'll just have to see what happens in the mid game.
Yeah, the
because
mid-game
as for Ezreal really starts falling off until he completes his Manamune and his second item. So right now they do have the tempo advantage, yes, but as soon as Saya gets her maybe first oh no, Swain having to hop his ulti and flash for everything, but he's not gonna be able to get the Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix probably gets yep, there we go. The ulti and 2 turret shots coming onto Kha'Zix. That must have been a real tilter to be the drag onto them. But here we go. A Maokai and Renekton gonna be having to go out, and Renekton pops his ulti in respect as he thinks that Malphite would why do you keep saying Maokai? Maokai keeps I thought he would all in him right there.
Yeah, it's just really scary to go
but
up against
as I was saying,
that, right?
yeah. So with this 10 minutes into the game, and Ezreal already has his Manamune, I don't think Ezreal's gonna be falling off during the mid game now. This is probably be consistent scaling for this Ezreal as he's already stacking up that Manamune super early into the game. It wasn't even like an average of 13-14 minutes. It's 10.
Yeah, it's just
and now since Saya tried to go for the kill one more time as he did last game, this is not very efficient in his money. Now he could die from here. 2 Qs and a W coming out from Ezreal. That's gonna be it. He could Ian right here if he really wanted to, and he would have no repercussions to do it. Or from
but they didn't have vision of where the Graves was, so that was probably why he actually held back on that one. But as you've been saying, yeah, this bottom lane is just a whitewash right now, and spending for that extra call is just not a worthy item to buy, to say the least.
At the beginning it was.
Yeah,
but once they
I
started
think
falling, like
you should have went for a refillable potion or at least just a bead or something to at least have that extra sustain, because right now the amount of bulk is just absolutely insane from this Ezreal.
That's really good though. They trade Q for Braum ulti. That's gonna be huge though. Braum or the Ezreal ulti coming out, and that's gonna be a kill for Ballin once again as the Braum Q steals it onto the Nautilus. That's actually this is very messy.
It's looking really scary right now. Their bottom lane is just getting absolutely destroyed.
Right here, they're getting so much tempo advantage. 11 minutes in, they have what is probably going to be the first turret. They got Dragon about 8 minutes in, and now they have Rift Herald.
Even
SRIA having no mercy.
Yeah, they're having no mercy at all, knowing that Kanji's out of the game. Oh, here we go.
Oh, he could die here. This is a same level advantage, but he probably has max Q right here, and he goes all in for it. He gets the Graves, but Maokai follows him into there. I don't think he's gonna die quite yet though, because he has friends, and now Maokai is still chasing after the Kha'Zix, trying to do his best. He gets the W and Q, but the Swain gets through onto it. Now he's gonna go onto Renekton and misses his W because he thought he would be going onto Kha'Zix, and he just has to walk away as he knows that all of his abilities are on cooldown.
There's just nobody who could match the bottom lane of St. Roberts right now. This has always been the bane for most of the teams, is that you already got an unstoppable mid laner for St. Roberts, and now you're going up, and you're even going up against probably the best bottom lane tandem as well in the tournament. But right now, there is a dent, you know, in that unstoppable armor for this certain game, and it's actually the mid lane, which is what you should be exploiting. But how could you do that when they're trying to draw so much pressure on the bottom side of the map right now?
This is probably like the flaw that they had, but they really worked upon it. Oh, that's gonna be painful. Then that Q almost clipped them, but it's not gonna matter as he ends up just blinking through the wall as Ezreal does so fashionably.
This is definitely going to be the weakness though, is that on the mid game to late game, the problem for St. Roberts is that they don't have the backup that Kanji used to have, which is late game insurance. Right now, all they have is this Ezreal who's just dealing so much damage, but if he gets caught off in the later stages of the game, they're practically gonna have a hell of a time going up against the team that is Hatdogs. They have multiple sources to fight back, whereas for St. Roberts,
look at that! Look at that damage on trade right here. Maokai actually doing so much damage on the
Kha'Zix. The damage from his Kha'Zix!
Wait, his burst is actually so much higher than Kha'Zix's. That was actually kind of surprising. I knew that Maokai deals percent damage, but that hurt. And here we go, Braum ulti going up onto the Graves with the WQ coming out from Karma. Not gonna be able to kill Maokai yet. Nautilus ulti goes down onto the Ezreal, gets pulled back into the turret. That's unfortunate, as that was about 5 seconds worth of CC from both Swain and Nautilus, and that's just the thing that they needed. And they're probably back in the game now as Renekton takes the first turret for
second turret of the game. So that's technically 10 platings, no, 12 platings overall, considering that mid lane also lost 2 platings as well. The gold
That's
advantage
a lot of gold.
is just
Look at that.
absolutely insurmountable right
You see that number? 5.8. 5.8 thousand
8,000
difference onto both those teams. That's actually scary. And now Ezreal has his 2 items, and of course, if you're this far ahead, you're supposed to go for that Triforce, and he did. And now this Ezreal's looking like a true menace.
Yeah, this is going to be where St. Roberts need to capitalize on the snowball of the game. Especially now that their Kha'Zix is playing this much aggressive, they have to be putting their 2 strongest champions right now, which is this Kha'Zix and this Ezreal, into the same lanes. Oh wait, what is that?
You can't do that. You can't do that.
that.
You cannot. That you're not. That's the wrong character. Wow, okay,
there's
so
actually
they
a
summon
corner.
Rip Hell. Here we go. Onto the mid lane right here in the jungle. Braum is caught off as he gets out of there really quickly, almost dying to the Graves ulti. That's not getting enough quite yet as they steal the dragon.
don't wanna
And
go
now
for
Braves
this
gonna get
spiky
stunned. That's huge. That's going to be a big stun from Renekton. Alternate also almost dead, and he's still in there with Renekton. And now Swain going onto the team as well as Kha'Zix gets popped off into
They don't
oblivion
wanna fight
by the
this.
Swain. And now they don't want to fight this though. I don't know why they're still going for it. They're trying to just back up with their amount of abilities they have. And now that E going after Ezreal, unfortunately not for Braum, where he could have died to it. And now they're going to go back into the middle and pressure it as Bearpelt has already died.
Karu's really testing his left right over here. So
Oh no, that's not good as he
I'm
gets
gonna
caught
say-
out by the
sorry, caster
Swain. That's not what you hate to see that kind of thing happen.
yeah, I was saying Karu was really pushing his left right over there.
Oh,
as
here we
he
go,
got
one more time. The karma gets pulled this time though, however, and now it's going to be a
This is
big
the most
follow-up from Maokai and Saya. Here it comes. That's going to be a good ulti coming out there. 3-man in, but no root for everybody as he flashes it. Gets the Renekton and steals the deal. Now Nal's here as well. He hooks the terrain and he ults Ezreal, but he's going to blink out, and now they're on the
think
karma.
they should
And
be
now
stopping right over here.
No, Ezreal is going to go back in right now, and he's not scared. He gets the E, or the root onto Nal's, but it's not enough yet, and now Ezreal is still pushing up quite, but he can't really go in because of the minions, and now that last Q
is
barely
a
necked him.
nightmare to go up against these Ezreal.
Oh no, this is not good for him, but I see he's gonna get out, yeah. He hits Nalos instead of the blast gun, now he's gonna be killed for that, and now he gets killed from turning into what, 4-1 to 6-6 in a matter of 5 minutes?
Yeah, if only they didn't buy this call and was able to slow down the pressure of the Ezreal bottom lane, this game should be in favor of Hot Dogs,
Yeah,
to be honest.
this
but
game has been elongated
Yeah.
for no reason.
there was no reason to keep forcing the issue against that Ezreal on the bottom side of the map.
Now, look, this is one more problem as it comes up as he does have red buff, he's going to put the E in
Seriously,
there.
like, this is definitely
Right?
dead at this
Yep.
point.
He eats, but he misses the Q, but it's not going to matter. He flags that thumbs up at him, and that'll be another kill for him as Ezreal continues to get fat. And now, okay, so this is the probably start. Will be the start to the redemption of Hack Dogs as Saya does finally have her Essence Reaver, and Swain is starting to build his Zonias.
Yeah, at this point in the game, you can't really guarantee the safety of the Ezreal if you want to funnel everything to him in the middle lane, because
Yeah.
everybody could just follow up on team
This
fights.
Swain-
And as we do say, right, when it comes to 5v5 front to back fights, it's definitely going to be the advantage of Hot Dogs. But the thing about this is that the miracles of actually just have this Ezreal so far ahead that it's virtually impossible to get close
Yeah.
enough to him. When you get
Yeah.
close enough, your HP is just gonna disappear.
Yeah, you're gonna
so
be
that's the
getting poked
conundrum
out.
for them, right? That's the code that they have to crack, is how do we get this guy before he starts dealing damage, because if you just get anywhere 2 steps near this guy, even if you're a Maokai, he's just gonna kill you.
Which is the sole point of the Braum and the Karma pick.
Yeah.
Right? And now Ezreal already almost he is over halfway into his Bork. That's almost a third item compared to Saya's only one.
And it's only 17
And it's
minutes
only
into the
17
game.
minutes, yeah.
My
he
goodness.
has almost has perfect CS alongside 9 out of their 14 kill participation.
My goodness, this is so scary. When you go up against an Ezreal who gets 3 items at 17 minutes into the game, you know that you're gonna have a hell of a time in the middle
Oh yeah,
stages of the
if
game.
this is probably one of the most classic solo queue things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's definitely Ezreal's with early items. It's just a crumbling team.
Yeah, amongst any ADC that's item reliant, Ezreal is probably the most item reliant when it comes to these stages. But he's also the most
Are they gonna try to ban
dominating champion when he gets into this mid.
Yeah, that's why I just love him so much. He can play for the early, mid, and late game.
And
as
this
long as
is
you have a
how
top-
you should.
top
Oh
team.
boy!
But here we go,
Hold up.
TB coming in from the Swain, and now Maokai ulti coming in. Will it be able to hit the Ram? Yes, it hits 2 of them as Swain gets stunned almost permanently as he gets the ulti finally, but it's not gonna matter as he gets dropped the low HP with the Ezreal ulti, and now Saya popping up onto the Braum. Nalos ulting onto Ezreal, not gonna matter as
This
they
4v5.
try to go in. This is a 4v5. Braum has to flash out as Renekton gets the kill onto the side, and now this is in serious favor
It's
still as
over.
they get 4 kills. Probably gonna be 5-for-1 exchange as Renekton still chases off onto the Graves with Karma and Ezreal, and they're gonna seal the deal as they get the last hit.
Five.
And that's gonna be an ace. 5-for-1, 18 minutes in.
And the Kha'Zix was actually pushing on the top side of the map. This is what I've been talking about, is that nobody could get anywhere near this guy. The only way you're gonna win this is if you take him out. And that was the conundrum of the problem of this team, was that how do you break the Da Vinci Code of SRIA when you can't even get close to the #1 damage source of this team? It's just virtually impossible to
And
go.
well, I guess this is probably the flaw of having too much research into a team.
Yeah, you tend to
their
overthink
things away,
things, right?
Yeah, and then they end up pulling out other things that maybe you were prepared for, and this is definitely one of those situations.
It just goes to show how powerful this team is. The power of SRIA has always been their mid laner, but right now they're just showing that this, even without our mid laner, we could still prove that we're still the #1 team, even without him. And imagine how much more dominant they could be if
Kanji was there,
he was
yeah,
there,
for sure.
Here, actually, yes, he absorbs so much pressure in the mid lane, but right now it's actually the bottom lane who's absorbing all this pressure and is still carrying the game. But of course, it's a ticking time bomb. The longer this game prolongs, the closer it's gonna get.
Yeah, especially for hack dogs,
right?
unless they end up just like tunneling,
Yeah.
tunneling fight instead of situating the game and trying to farm everything. Because they did end up still pushing top, but luckily for hack dogs, they did not take their mid inhibitor or their top inhibitor down, rather than just their bottom.
They
lane.
could start regenerating HP from over time. But right now, I do think that vision is the key to prolonging this game, because the longer this game goes, the more their chances of winning are. But the problem now is that Baron is finally up. When you get that, you just open Pandora's box and just technically
and
break open the
SRIA
base.
has
Right?
two Stone Drakes with an Infernal Drake, and now Graves is gonna get
Oh,
popped.
boy.
He has the ENW, but it's not gonna matter as he gets ulted and slowed by the Karma. That's unfortunate as he almost trades with Kha'Zix, trying to get that burst
That's a
out.
lot of
but-
damage, actually. Oh,
yeah,
boy.
that was a lot of damage for how little items he has. And now that's going to be one for Maokai into the ulti. Not quite get the Karma as she barely gets clipped away.
That
And
was their
Swain wastes an
chance.
ulti. And now that's huge for SRIA as they can probably do whatever they want in a 5v4 situation as Renekton's pushing in the bot lane. And they're probably going to try and take Baron with those 2 Stone Drakes.
Yeah, nobody could match the Renekton on the split pushing. So this is technically taking 2 objectives at once. Getting the Baron as well as the inhibitor turret. Absolutely perfect macro play right now from Synchronix.
And now this is basically, this game is almost sealed by SRIA already in a 21-minute game. Probably the next team fight, if not the next few skirmishes, is definitely going to be dictating Hack Dogs' life right now. As Ezreal does finally finish his work and his management at the same time, and he still hasn't finished his boots.
Yeah, my goodness, he's just leaving himself with that magical footwear.
Also, not seeing Maokai with any sort of form of CDR is actually kind of surprising in my opinion, as that's probably Maokai's one of the strongest areas as soon as he gets that CDR.
Yeah, and once he gets that CDR, there's just so much sustainability.
Which is
when he
probably
starts
his second
spell
item.
slinging, right?
But
Or
even
spell
then, the second item he gets is super expensive to get.
1 W and 1 auto attack onto this turret, we should probably see.
Yep, but they probably don't want to play anything overextensive yet, just quite yet, because as you can see on the map, the other teammates are not anywhere close to it yet. But probably just going to be Ezreal having Ezreal privilege in this game right now as he eases in, but it's not going to be able to do anything about it as the Swain W does go on. Maybe he gets to go in, but the Borg trades with that, and he'll be able to walk out of there.
If there's
as
any
they try to
time to
step
go
up.
in,
And now they're going to try to do it as Ezreal and Braum are 2v5ing right here with the TP coming out from Karma, and now the Sai ulti coming out, the double root from Maokai and Sai is not going to matter as Renekton is just in their front line, and you can't get up close to him.
You just have to see how powerful this Ezreal is.
And look, they're still going in. Renekton stuns the ulti. Swain finally popped his ulti as well, but he has the Grievous Wounds on him right now from the Ignite, and that's going to be him popping his stopwatch or his Zonias, and now Renekton's down.
This is their chance!
And now this is their chance to get it. They get the Ezreal from the hook. That's a big shutdown for them, and now Graves popping in with the Saya and Nautilus trying to do their best as their mid lane does try to almost fall as they do get the inner turret, maybe the in-hit turret now.
This is practically the last turret that you're gonna use right over here. Yeah.
That Nautilus hook was huge from them, but now it's not going to even matter as Kha'Zix and Karma are going in with each other,
That's
and
just
they're
too
just going to
far.
slice them as they have no form of respect to respect this 6 and well 7 was a 7 and 6 Kha'Zix with almost 2 items, and they barely have any armor, so that isolation damage from Kha'Zix is just so high.
Yeah, and with death timers this long, I'm pretty sure they could get them pieces from a turret hurt. Oh, just no.
They could,
Probably.
if you want a suicide for it, they could. They definitely could.
Yeah, but I guess they're gonna go for the safer play and just back off at this point. But then I do think that the game is over at this point, unless St. Roberts tends to choke one more team fight like that. Because the thing about this is that the pressure right now is just so high when it comes to Ezreal. It was 2v5 between the Braum and Ezreal compared to the entire team composition of Ateneo. They were able to just withstand an entire tsunami of 5-man strong team right
Oh,
of
yeah.
a 5-man strong
Yeah.
team right over there. It was just 2 people actually. When
was
that
2v5.
TP came in from the Renekton, it just absolutely blew out of proportion from the True-Shot Barrage, dealing so much damage.
Look at that. So I'm actually kind of surprised that Ezreal went for the Last Whisper rather than the Luden's Echo for that little bit of MR they need. Because, right, everybody on their team is basically building armor except for Maokai, but that's expected.
Yeah,
He has to build both. But regardless, since I'm surprised since he's just so far ahead, he doesn't want to try to go for that 1-2 burst. Maybe he just, I guess, you know, more DPS, whatever. I'll respect it. Nevertheless, I'm just very surprised as that WQ over there one more time. He actually could have done like maybe half his health if he had that Luden's Echo.
Look at the pressure right now.
But now this is a triple inhib game, 24 minutes in. I'm pretty sure this is the game already. They're not trying to
this is the
defend. Maokai ulti coming out one more time as they try to defend with their last stand. And that's going to be one pull onto Braum. That's not worth it as Braum gets a 3-man knockup. Nautilus gets the ulti onto Ezreal, but they have no follow for that. Braum falls finally to the side and Swain pops his ulti for a 3-man as Rickman tries to go in, flashes it,
Oh,
gets
man,
the
it's
Graves,
over.
and that's going to be
It's
a
over.
huge true shot barrage from Ezreal. Gets
not.
2 kills, but now Swain still trying to be the MVP of
Oh, but the
Hackdown,
Saya actually
and
goes
it's still
down.
good, but Saya goes down from the fountain, and Maokai knocks Ezreal back into the fountain, and he dies. And now Swain gonna try to 1v1 the Karma.
1v1,
Gets knocked down
but
as
the minions
and
are
that's
the
1v1
second
left
man.
with Maokai and Karma, and now minions here are pushing it in, but now
So
Maokai
close.
doesn't. He not able to close it out just yet on the flash because he has no form of damage, no
I don't
CDR.
think you can clear this enough. I mean, if you ask me, double minions are actually spawning at this point, but no,
They are.
no,
Which
never
is
mind.
the next wave is double minion, and they still don't have anybody up for. Oh wait, no, never mind. They're coming
Never
up in
mind,
about
yeah,
2 seconds.
Graves is
This
up.
is all right.
They were able to
But
withstand
the turret might fall actually. The turret might actually fall.
Yeah, it's gonna fall.
Yep, there it is. And now this is gonna be what they call happy death in the PH region, and now they could probably go for that disrespect backdoor potential for SRIA if they really wanted to, as they are 13k gold ahead.
Yeah, this is at this point, I'm probably just gonna call it GG. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, the miracles
Anything can happen.
might get
Anything can
miracle on,
happen.
but at this point, it's pretty much sealed in my opinion. So we'll just wait and see, because I do think that by some miracle, if this Swain could actually get access like that again on the backline, it's just absolutely disastrous for Visayas.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh my goodness, here comes
this
Dark
is not
Image!
good as Kha'Zix just goes in and completely obliterates Saya as she does not have any
It's
form of
over.
thing up. And now that's probably going to be the game as their only big source of DPS, AD, and Burst is down with a 30-second death timer. Still, they have to try and defend their lives. True Shot Barrage coming out one more time. Not going to be able to damage onto the tanks. And now Bravo coming out with another
just
ult.
hit
And
the
now Nautilus is
Nexus at
there
this
too,
point, man.
trying to defend it with their lives. And now they're going to go in the backline as Recton goes in the backline too onto the Graves. And now Ezreal completely depleting the Nautilus. And Swain trying to do his best as he gets so much damage and gets
What
a double kill. Wait,
is
no.
that
Recton still gets his
damage?
stopwatch off. And now he's still trying to go in, but Recton doesn't have an ult anymore. And now Ezreal is going to be popping up from the rest of their team. And
that's
that will be
all
it
she
as
wrote.
Ezreal gets a triple kill. Ace 0 for 1, or no, sorry, 1 for 4, essentially 5. from
If
the rest of
Saya
it.
didn't get caught there in that last team fight, if she was there with a swing
That
damage,
would've been
that would
possible.
have been
That
possible
would've
to
been
actually
possible.
make a comeback.
So like I think the big part of the mistake they had